to the program Insight Education, a TV program designed to enlighten the general public on the policies, activities, and of course, progress of the Delta Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education in its bid to provide a quality education for the good children of the state. It promises to be interesting. Rita Ubaja is my name. This program will offer insights into the workings of the ministry so that you can appreciate the efforts the present government is putting in place to ensure we have a solid foundation of education in the state. It will also play host to current news of happenings in the ministry, hold developmental strides, and of course discussion sessions with pupils, students, their parents and teachers, and of course our amiable stakeholders in the state. In what one will refer to as a meritorious transparent exercise, the Delta State government recently recruited 1,000 teachers in order to improve on the quality and number of teachers in the state. We'll be looking at the Teachers' Day celebration and of course the awards given to them by the Honorable Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable Patrick Uka. Don't go anywhere, stay with us.
Teachers' Day reward for service. Over the years, the adage had been that teachers' reward is in heaven. That adage stemmed from the fact that even though the services rendered by the teacher are unquantifiable, very little was being done to remunerate or adequately recompense the teacher. It is a known fact that a teacher at every level is involved in the molding of character and creation of a viable future for the teeming children. For this reason, the teacher in especially the developed countries of the world is adequately rewarded and motivated to do his job. However, in the developing countries, the teacher suffered much neglect in terms of his material well-being. Apart from his pay package not being commensurate with his work, the teacher was owed salaries in arrears. Some of the reasons adduced to that state of affairs are that teachers were very many and the payment of their salaries was shared in some cases between the federal, state and local governments through counterpart funding. With the inception of the co-administration in Delta State, a lot have been done to improve the welfare of teachers at all levels. Not only are salaries paid up to date, Delta State is one of the states that have faithfully implemented the minimum wage regime as approved by the federal government. Indeed, the narrative has changed since Chief Patrick Uka assumed office as the State Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education. There has been a huge shift in paradigm in matters of the welfare of teachers. The 2019 Teachers' Day, with the theme Young Teachers, Future of the Profession, was a case in point. Not only was the event attended by the cream of society and top functionaries of government, the State Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Chief Patrick Uka, represented the State Governor, Senator Ifeanyi Arthur-Kowa, on the occasion. The event featured march past by teachers from the various local government areas, for which Chief Patrick Uka took the salute alongside the State Chairman of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, Comrade Titus Okoti.
According to your presentation, 42 local governments If you have seen match like this, I imagine how that children will do. He's walking. If you have match like this, what do that children will do? We cannot miss. Odopa East. Odopa East. Hey, Oshimele.
At the end of the march past, teachers in Oshimile South took the first position. Bamodi local government area was second, while teachers from Isoko South took the third position.
The one and only Oshimile South!
Also on the occasion, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, under the watch of Chief Patrick Oka, instituted prize awards for the best 3 teachers and the best 3 head teachers in the primary school category, as well as the best 3 teachers and best 3 principals in the secondary school category. These awards were doled out by Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Arthur Okowa on an auspicious occasion at the Government House, Asaba. Some awardees expressed joy at the event.
I feel very happy today to be part of this award. I'm one of the most transferred principals, and I've used my geographical background to transform all the compounds, seeing that there's a correlation between a neat environment and effective learning. I must thank our governor for recognizing me. I've worked really hard and I love his approach. It's a wonderful gesture.
I'm extremely overwhelmed to have been awarded or to have been nominated by my CIA, and today I am an awardee. And being a teacher today, I will advise that teachers should put more input so as to enable their students to have or to climb to the ladder in which they are expected to be in future.
I'm also happy that I'm one of the awardees for this Excellence Award of this year 2019. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Pursuant to this, the Ministry of Education had set up committees to nominate, screen, and come up with a final list of teachers who were qualified for the awards. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education speaks on the modalities for the selection of teachers who qualified for the awards.
In summary, what we did was to commission a team of academics, professionals, professors who generated the questionnaires that were used for the selection process. Some of the academics include Professor Omorugiwa, Dr. Odili, and Aki Senge. The scope of the assessment involved the assessment of principals by head teachers, principals, head teachers by teachers. Assessment of principals and head teachers by students and pupils. Assessment of teachers by other teachers, what we call mutual ranking. Assessment of teachers by students through pupils. Assessment of principals, head teachers by other principals and head teachers. That's also mutual ranking. In administering the questionnaires, sampling was done. And in the sampling, a total of 49,117 participants were involved. And these participants were from a total of 470 public secondary schools and 1,126 primary schools across the state. Now, from each local government area, we selected the best 3 principals, the best 3 head teachers of primary schools, the best 3 secondary school teachers, and the best 3 primary school teachers, making a total of 12 per local government. So at the end of the day, we had 300 nominees from the 25 local government areas. These 300 nominees were further screened at the senatorial level. So for every senatorial district, we had 3 best principals, 3 best head teachers, 3 best secondary school teachers, and 3 best primary school teachers. So at the end of the senatorial screening, level screening, we had 36 nominees. The screening that was done at the local government level was handled by a panel headed by the Chief Inspector of Education in the local government area. It also included the local Education Authority Secretary.
The Honorable Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Chief Patrick Oka, speaks on the event.
The event is the first of its kind. It's not really about organizing it, but the joy in me that we are celebrating our teachers. I am equally made by a teacher. So being made by the teacher, I should be happy that I'm celebrating those who made me academically. So I think it should be joy in the mind of everybody that we celebrate our teachers today. And my hope is that this day will continue to come and it will grow bigger than what it is today. And that when they are happy, we believe that I can impart more on our children. So that's the joy I have today.
The State Secretary of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, Comrade Dan Basime, speaks on the event.
Here in Delta State, I want to say that the occasion is actually being celebrated meaningfully here in Delta State, because if you actually talk of the theme for this year's celebration, young teachers, the future of the teaching profession. That is the theme for this year's celebration. Young teachers, the future of the profession. You find out that Delta State, as if Delta State knew that this theme is going to be picked for this year's occasion. They have gone extra miles to recruit young teachers into the teaching profession to justify this year's theme. So I want to say that this year's event is more meaningful in Delta State because we are celebrating with young set of teachers recruited into the teaching profession, and we are happy about it.
State Chairman, Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, Comrade Titus Okotie, speaks on the event.
I feel I look fulfilled today, and I'm so happy with the state government for this wonderful arrangement. This is the one of the best way to really motivate teachers. I pray that we should be able to reciprocate the gesture of the state government by adding value to the services teachers render for the upbringing of the future generation. It's a well thought out program, and we have learned a lot of lessons. The little challenges we have, we'll be able to take control in the next edition. We hope it's a program that will continue, so that we can continue to celebrate teachers on this planet Earth before we talk of the heaven. It's a very good and wonderful arrangement. We thank His Excellency for this arrangement and the award of merit to the meritorious teachers.
Our processes culminated in the emergence of Asanuwe Elizabeth Onigo, Owumi Onome Florence, and Okotie Phoebe Ogome as first, second, and third best in the primary school teachers category. Esidafe Doris Toyi, Ogwara Gabriel Ogomena, and Oyenike Andrew Osai were the best three in the head teachers category. In the secondary school teachers category, Ike Bridget Nkiruka, Esemo Kumo Charles Damiebi, and Imara Owigo Jordina were the best three, while Okolafo Fidelis, Adiri Jonathan Jess, and Ominia Boha Omotekovi Adeline were selected as the best principals. Some educational stakeholders bared their minds on the awards, stating that the gesture from the government was powered them to put in more effort in the discharge of their duties.
Very good development. It will make teachers really feel that they belong to the society. And if you look at it, teachers are builders. Teachers teach everybody, all the professions, everything that has to do with building and development of a society is from the teacher. So it's a very good thing that our state government, our amiable governor has found it very, very interesting and important to make teachers feel that they are also part of the society. And in every ramification, they are happy. Their salaries are paid promptly. Everything that concerns them, governor and commissioner of education, they are all on it to make sure that teachers are comfortable. So as a Chief Inspector of Education, I am thanking them and asking them to continue.
This award is timely, and the teacher deserves this and even more, to encourage them to do the job better than the way they are doing now. And I want to equally salute the courage of the governor and the Commissioner for Education for this initiative. All I want to say is that this should continue and it should be enlarged, and whatever given as the surprise should be equally be increased, so that it will encourage teachers. More teachers will be dedicated, irrespective of where they come from and their local government, whether in the rural area or in the urban. With this situation, I will say, oh, eyes are watching us. We can do better.
On the occasion, the state governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, did a surprise icing on the cake by doubling the cash award given by the ministry, as well as gave 2 Kia brand cars as additional awards to the best head teacher and the best principal.
I believe that when people work hard, they ought to be recognized, particularly our teachers. And I also believe that this kind of recognition is actually going to touch the hearts of our teachers and make them work even harder than before. For the two head teachers, that is the head teacher and the principal, also in this new week, I'm not being discriminatory, but because they are the ones that lead, we have to start by showing further gratitude to them. But for the best performing principal and the best performing head teacher, thank God one is a man, one is a woman. Are we? So we are not doing partial here. It's just coincidental. Will we give a GS3 car? Secretary and the Commissioner will be in contact with you. I believe that latest by Wednesday, the 2 cars will be available for them to God bless you.
The ceremony for the handover of the cars to the best head teacher and the best principal was a separate event which was held at the office of the Secretary to the state government.
On behalf of the government and people of Delta State, we present to you this saloon car, which is in fulfillment of His Excellency's promise to give to you for winning the category of Best Principal, the maiden edition of the Delta State Teachers Award for Excellence. I congratulate you very much. I hope that you enjoy.
The best head teacher, Esidafe Doris Twin, and the best principal, Okolafo Fidelis, expressed their joy at the kind gesture of the governor and promised to remain committed to the academic training and character molding of the children.
The guest will fortify me with what to do to succeed. I want to appreciate His Excellency once more. We have never seen this kind of award. Appreciate His Excellency, the SLG, who was one time Commissioner of the Basic and Secondary Commission, and my present Commissioner, Dogged Commissioner, that's Honorable Chief Patrick.
What a wonderful thing. I didn't know I would drive a brand new car till I die. The governor has done it for me. What a privilege. This is what people are expecting, and I just got it on a platter of gold. I appreciate the governor, I appreciate the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, I appreciate the BS, I also appreciate the SSG and all the team that worked hard to make sure I came out the best teacher.
The State Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Chief Patrick Oka, had promised that the recognition and awards to deserving teachers who distinguished themselves in the discharge of the duties will be a continuous one.
The day has come, and I'm happy to be here today to do this ceremony with the SSG, who actually started the process. Like you all know, we are running an all-inclusive program starting from where he stopped and to take it to a higher height. And this is just the beginning. And everybody is convinced. I want to wish them well and thank the Almighty God for the opportunity. And my prayer for them is that this car will be a stepping stone to many more things that will come. Thank you very much.
With the level of appreciation, recognition and motivation that the state government through the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education has given to the teachers, it can only be expected that teachers will continue to apply themselves to the effective educational upbringing of children in the state. The awards should create healthy competition among the teachers as well as raise the bar of teaching and learning in the state. It is indeed a new dawn.
Welcome back, and that's all we have for you for today's edition. So for your comments, contributions on how we can create a better educational system and to build a stronger Delta, please use the social media handles displayed on your screen. Until next week, when we bring you another refreshing episode, Rita Ubaja is my name. Thanks for staying with us. Bye for now.